In the studio with me, it's my sister from another Mr. Jini Thornton. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm excited. The love month of February.
Yeah,
We're going to talk about that love of them diamonds and that gold and everything else.
You wore your red today too, Jini.
I wore my red today. Just, a little something. Switch it up a little bit.
See, this my sister. I just ain't never seen her with no red on. So she walk in, and I'm still people think because I'm so kingdom, oh, well, it's just Woolies. I'm still a guy. She went rich to give a hug. I gave her that high five.
Well,
Glory be to God. High five today. Glory to God. Yes, I will. Janelle, let's talk about these diamonds.
Right.
Annual revenue of jewelry industry is $316 billion a year.
Yes.
Average spent on engagement rings, $6,300.
That's the average. Yes.
I couldn't spend that much money until 10 years in.
But which is a typical time when people upgrade about that 7 to 10 year mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of us, same thing. I know David talked about when he got my first ring, he said that cost him like 2 or 3 houses based on all the interest he paid and how long it took him to pay for it. But a lot of times we get them starter rings to get going.
Yeah, I had I think we had like a carat.
Right.
Like it was good.
Right.
I mean, I did okay.
Right, of course.
I mean, in terms of your first ring, and then it took 10 years to go to where we are today.
Right.
And she chose her own ring 10 years later. I was like, I don't want to make a mistake.
Please don't.
Just go pick the one you want, and I'll try to find a way. I try to find a way to pay for it.
And that's important because for diamonds it's about those 4 C's, which is the color, the carat, the clarity, and then the cut.
Say it again, because I seen some cloudy, some corrupted.
Cloudy is a problem.
Okay.
Cloudy is a problem. So you cut, clarity, color, and carat.
Indeed.
And so diamonds actually have a score. So it's a range from 0 to 10, but the lower the score, the better. So you want a diamond that's actually scored is closer to 0.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
I mean, I didn't know any of this stuff until we started looking for her new ring.
Right.
Evidently, I was getting those cloudy diamonds from the middle of the month.
That color is really, really important, though.
But you can tell the difference once you know.
When you start paying attention, and that's what it's really all about.
So what are some good websites for our listeners to educate themselves about jewelry and diamonds? Because, this is the month where men are saying, I might propose to her, or, I know it's after Valentine's Day, but you know what, I'm still feeling that. Like, what are some good websites where we can get some affordable diamonds?
Well, one thing that I'm glad you're mentioning is you really need to do your research before you go to the store, period. Mm-hmm. So let's do that and know your budget, but a great site to start with is AmericanGemSociety.org. AmericanGemSociety.org.
And
so what's really good about them, they have buying guides out there, all the tips you need, everything you need to know to make sure that you're making the right decision. Also, where you can get an appraisal from, any other resources that you need, because a lot of times we're buying something, we assume what the value is, but we really don't know what the value is.
And what did you say that website was again?
Okay, AmericanGemSociety.org.
Gem Society.
Gem, G-E-M. Why is Willie on his phone right now pulling it up?
Yeah, you know what? Shout out to everybody who wants to upgrade, and the fellas is getting their pressure. Fellas, I gotta tell you something, man. Just put a little something to the side every month.
Right.
That's what I did.
Right. And it's a planned purchase. So stay within your budget, but it's something that you can work towards.
Okay,
sure.
I don't want to make this break really long, but I gotta tell you this.
Right.
So when I was about to get this opportunity on radio, I don't call it a job. If anybody hears me talk about radio, I say, man, listen, I'm on my way to my opportunity. Like, I call it the opportunity.
Right.
I told God, because I wanted to get my wife a new ring. And as an entrepreneur, we're finally starting to do well, but it's just not enough because I don't like credit. I like to just pay cash.
Right.
I said, God, if you just bless me with this job, I'm going to get my wife a new ring. The first thing that I bought when I got that job on radio, I bought her that ring. I got her that ring. Yeah, I did. I just wanted to upgrade her.
Right.
Because I finally understood how much it meant to her.
I'm glad you shared that.
Yeah, first thing.
Because, and that's the thing, really knowing who your mate is, because jewelry is really, really important to some women. Med shared that about his wife. Other women like me, not so much. So just really know your mate.
Right.
I'm a gold person. I'm not a diamond person.
Yeah.
But know your mate. Know what to invest in for them.
Indeed. I ended up calling it a job. The opportunity.
Right.
As soon as I got the opportunity. But let's talk about it. Where are some of the best places to buy jewelry?
Of course, like everything else, there's some great resources online. Here's a couple places I want people to check out. One is I Do Now, I Don't.
I do now, I don't.
Uh-huh. So these are people who are upgrading. So it doesn't mean someone, broke up and now they had a divorce, but a lot of people are upgrading. So you can go online and see individual sellers who are selling their rings now. So I do now, I don't.
I do now, I don't.
I do now, I don't. Another one, a great site is called Rare Carrot,
Okay.
Carat. And then another one is called Have You Seen the Ring? So check out some great websites because I want you to, again, do your research. And of course you have Craigslist, you have Amazon, but there's a lot of smaller players where you can get some really, really good prices on some really beautiful rings.
Wow. Listen, I got another question I want to ask you. What is the new peer-to-peer shopping trend with jewelry, like peer-to-peer?
And peer-to-peer is kind of what we're describing right now with I do now, I don't.
Okay.
It is me saying, hey, I got upgraded, you know.
So I'm selling.
I'm selling now, and instead of like trading in your car, you sell your car on your own. You can do the same thing with your jewelry.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
And shout out to all the ladies running around with engagement rings that they no longer need because men are backing out.
Right. Right.
Yeah, you
So-
still can.
So what you gonna do? Go ahead and get that money now.
You know, I want to talk about this. Like, what are some buying tips for people like you who don't really like the diamonds?
Right.
I mean, you enjoy them, but you would rather gold. Like, what are some gold tips?
So with gold, you know, we've all heard of that 10, 14, 18, 24 karat. And so 24 karat really is the purest gold. But the problem with that is gold is a soft metal.
It is.
So the higher you go up to pure gold, the softer that it is. So
Yeah.
if you want a really good piece, you want it to have some durability to it too.
Okay.
So a lot of times they're going to add something called alloy to it. And so that's the key of it is you want something that you can actually wear that you're not worried about it breaking or something happening to it.
How you know so much about this stuff?
Well,
That's my question. Do you have to do that for like clients or something?
just do a little research. You know, one thing I've learned about being in the entertainment business, good Lord, I cannot tell you how much money I've spent on jewelry for clients. But what's interesting is when we go and get a lot of that stuff appraised because they're going to places that I would not recommend, it is not always worth what they thought that they paid for it.
What about the watches? Are they worth it?
Well, you know what? Watches, that's a whole different game in and of itself because, you know, a lot of time watches are based on brand.
Right.
So it's the Rolexes, things that we recognize. The worst thing that you can do is upgrade those. Because a lot of times you'll see someone who's taken that Rolex and now they've added all these diamonds. Please do not do that.
So that's like a demotion.
Absolutely it
Don't do
is.
that.
Do not do that. They are meant, those watches are classic.
Okay.
They are meant to be in their original form.
Con, you hear what she said? Then?
Yes.
Don't put your
I know.
diamonds in your Rolex, Con.
Do
He
not
was
do
just
that.
thinking about
I
it.
know, right? It is the worst thing that you can actually do, and it shocks people when you go somewhere and get it appraised, and you're like, wait a minute, not
Those
worth
are
it.
diamonds.
Those are diamonds. Sorry, too bad, so sad. But again, those are classics. That Rolex is a classic.
I'm so glad that I'm learning this. One day, family, me and you and I will be able to buy some jewelry one day. You and me. Come on, somebody, let's dream today. Family, listen, when we come back, I'm hanging out with Top 3 Crystal Lee. She has the top 3 trending topics in the nation. Janai, how do we find you on social media?
You can find me at Jini Thornton. That's JINITHORNTON.